Hello, Mike. Welcome to your VOD review. Thank you for setting this in. I really appreciate it. Um, yeah, so essentially how it's going to work, I'm going to be watching it through a little bit and then replaying everything and kind of talking about things. First thing to talk about here, so your initial comp. So you got an Ana, Ryan, Pharah, Zarya, Mercy, and Hammond. Um, so a couple of things here, classic Fire Mercy. Um, the damage boost onto the Pharah. It's awesome. She can really pocket the Pharah. If the Pharah is able to, do some work, this can be really beneficial. Since you're playing the Zarya Rhine, so that's your front line. I'm having the Hammond here, so the Hammond can kind of play a couple different ways. He can either play essentially with the Pharah. If the Pharah can land a couple shots, someone's low, Hammond's actually would be able actually to dive in and finish that target off. This Hammond can also play on the back line, so actually with you. So he could actually, be appealing for you. Honestly, kind of different ways to play this. Let's see how it goes.
See how it goes.
Yep.
This is
Okay, so now you got the triple support. I'm not sure if Lucy's going to switch
now
back.
triple support. Let's press one time. Tracer right.
Tracer right side.
I think they went point.
Okay, so first off, this positioning, very aggressive, right? You're actually the first one. You're in front of your team right now. So you do have triple support, but considering you're only 200 health with not a lot of mobility, not being so aggressive in your positioning, especially when you're not sure exactly what they're running, where they are, I just recommend, just trying to stay back, having those line of sights to your actual team.
Yeah, they're all point. Tracer on me.
I'm healing.
Need 3, 2, 1.
I need healing.
Sorry, no bubbles. Sorry, no bubbles.
Wow, this is so fun, dude.
Okay, so let's go over that.
Yeah. No bubbles. Sorry, no bubbles. Need 3. Tracer right.
Tracer right
Alright,
side.
so you guys are going main. Your Ryan's not really pushing up, so not really sure what to do.
I think they went point.
You're taking a very aggressive position. Right, so here, you use your Bile Grenade. Even though you have 2 other supports right beside you. So it's kind of waste your Bile Grenade. For example, your Ryan is here is half health. You use it for him. You could use it more aggressively. So here, Bile Grenade, not really needed. Seems like you also use your Sleep.
I think they went point. Yeah, they're all point.
So Sleep, very aggressive. Again, not really focusing on anything. You weren't really aiming for anything. You just kind of shot in there. If you did get a Sleep, great. But there's no real follow-up that your team can do. Your team's not really pushed up ahead to make a commitment. They're not really sure what's going on. You're half health. So it wasn't really... Sleep wasn't really necessary there.
Tracer on me.
Tracer on you, getting good calm, but Tracer in the back would maybe be better. People not sure where you are.
I'm healing.
Need 3, 2, 1.
See, in your grenade here, right? So he has his right hand shield up. No reason why he would actually drop it here. You didn't really time it or anything. He wasn't fire striking, so kind of a wasted grenade here as well.
I need healing.
Right, Sleep here. You got bubbled unlucky.
Sorry, no bubbles.
You ran misses charge. And if a bubble here, you're able to use some splash damage. Or splash
Wow, this is so fun, dude.
Yeah, we.
Wait. Yeah, it's shattering.
Okay, so let's see your play now.
Okay.
So you're doing Ana, Ryan, Genji, Zarya, Mercy, McCree. So, this is better. I do like the damage boost from the Mercy for the McCree, and you know you do have that combo with the Grav and Blade or even the Nano Blade. Um, so it is looking better.
He has Shatter on 10.
I'll rest on fighting.
Now he has Shatter.
Oh, so you got a Brigitte rig now instead of the Mercy. Again, the sleep there, not really necessary. There wasn't really a follow-up, anything that your team could do. So now you have it on a 12-second cooldown. Right? Like, right, there's no real harm in doing this, but it just, there's really no reason to do it.
Free.
Good positioning.
Stack back. They use Nano too. They're gonna have Grav. They're probably gonna have Grav Dragon.
Okay, so good calls. We're gonna have Grab Dragon.
Go top. Go top. Hey, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Ryan.
Good call again.
Ryan, come back. Come. Let's.
Get back in.
So the Grav Dragon's not as bad. Just wait. Just wait. Yeah. McCree's by himself.
I wanted to fight on the ground, so I shatter them.
Yeah. You just drop. It's just they can't grab
Alright.
Dragons as easily.
Okay, so for here, so good call. You didn't know they have Grab Dragon. But since you didn't know you had it, staying further back away from the main components of your team would probably be a better decision here. Again, your positioning is very aggressive. You're very a frontline Ana. This can work in certain scenarios, but you need to actually have that support and that stability from your team. So in this case, I'd actually recommend sitting back here. You know, you do have the bio grenade available if you do get grabbed. So just making sure you're not at the front lines with the rest of your team.
I wanted to fight on the ground, so I shatter them.
Yeah. You just drop. It's just they can't grab
Alright.
Dragons as easily.
Close, you know, it was a close sleep. Almost got him. And yeah, you just get picked off here. Is this guy on this turn?
Okay.
Much better.
Interesting. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so your team is down here.
I have Shatter.
Ryan's saying I have Shatter.
Oh.
It's really a plan for it.
Nano Blade.
I do like this positioning on the side here, just because you're not as aggressive for the front line. Also, especially in this circumstance where they're at 80%, right? So they don't have Dragon, they don't have Grav. They actually have you know, Nano and Shatter.
Available.
So even so, staying right here in this position, right?
Yeah.
Staying in this position, making sure your team is able to actually push up while being healed,
Once you get everything Nano Blade.
But
instead of just because you just revealed your position to this team, especially when it's kind of pretty much the last team fight, right? They know where you are. As they have a tracer, very easy for you to get back to your back line. Again, here you're very aggressive positioning.
Yeah, dash up when you want it.
alright,
Yep, they had meat.
Run half.
Sorry, Lucio. Lucio on
I'm
point.
anti. Any help? Any other tracer?
Yeah, so let's go back. So your Ryan isn't
dash up
really.
When you want
Yeah,
it.
I mean. Grab. Yeah.
Alright, David can transfer.
Run
Fire
half.
misses
Run
the
half.
charge. Sleep misses.
Sorry, Lucio.
You're just getting picked off by the
Lucy on
tracer in the
point.
back here.
Any help? Any other tracer?
So a couple notes so far. Just be aware of your
Kill Lucio,
positioning.
kill Lucio.
You know, try not to be too
Lucio's
aggressive.
behind point on the mini.
You can be aggressive, but you need to have the stability from your team.
He's going for boots.
And be mindful of your cooldown. So that's your bio grenade and also your sleep. You know, these are pretty important cooldowns themselves. So just being mindful
Coming,
of
our
not
side
overly,
behind.
you know, not using them too
You're
much
back
when
for
they're
it.
on not sick.
Yeah, I'm backing up.
Good sleep, just kind of lucky.
Can I bring him next?
Fire at will.
Nice.
Can't
Big
hear you.
kills, big
Sorry, I
kills,
can't-
big kills.
In this case, he's already should have communicated with you, asking if you have bio grenade. You know, having a bio grenade in that grab, especially get that anti, really helpful.
Big kills, nice.
That just missed.
Alright,
Should be fine. My ultimate
we have
is
Shatter. I
We
don't know what
can't. Yeah, we have Shatter. We can like
just
try to
Shatter.
shatter High Noon if you can find anything with it, McCree.
Yeah, Shatter High Noon, definitely doable. I'm not
Where
sure
are
where
they?
this
Man.
Kree is positioning, so he's in the middle here. Pretty easy for him to get picked off.
Probably have grab.
Yep, probably a grab.
Yep, Doom.
Okay, so in this scenario,
Probably have
you
grab.
guys are mid.
Yep, Doom.
The call out Doom doesn't really give an idea where the Doom is. Right, just saying Doom. Everyone starts looking around, they're not really sure where it is, they just hear Doom, and then all of a sudden they're getting uppercutted.
Yep, Doom.
So having the call out, you know, Doom from up top, Doom coming down, something that actually giving some context of where the Doom is probably a lot better than just saying the name over and over.
Doom.
Manta,
Alright, one's dead.
again, probably wasn't really necessary in that case. Right, so you have a high charge Zarya and a Ryan there, picking off the low health Ryan himself. Wasn't really necessary. You do know they have
Alright,
Zarya
one's dead,
ult.
one's dead.
Right, so in this case here, right, if you had bio grenade available, you could potentially save.
I'm not there.
Save
Solo
save
grab
grab
dragon.
Alright.
probably
I got
not
this
through
fourth
grab
one.
dragon,
All
but just
they
something
have
to keep
is
in mind. Just be
Lucio.
mindful when the Zarya has their ult
Alright.
to save.
They don't have Ana, they
bio
don't have
grenade.
Ana, they don't have Ana. You can play a little bit more
Be
aggressive.
careful, I'm not with you. I got cut off.
Yeah, I need him.
Oh my god.
Wow.
No fuck. Yeah, so in that case you didn't get the Nano
I'm not
off.
with you. I got cut off.
So
no,
you
they
didn't
don't
get
have-
off.
All they have is Lucio.
So I guess it's
Just
because
solo
of
grab
position,
dragon.
so it's
Alright.
great.
I got this fourth though.
Go to point.
All they have is
It's
Lucio.
very aggressive, right? You're not behind your backline, you're behind your team. Your team did just move away from you. But remember, just keep that in mind. Remember, see where your team is and ask yourself, is this where I should be right now? Right? Because 1v5, what this is, right? Now you're cut off from your team,
Alright.
right?
I
Now
don't
they
have
only
Ana.
have a brick for healing.
They don't have Ana, they don't have Ana. You can play a little bit more
Be
aggressive.
careful, I'm not with you. I got cut off.
They don't have Ana, they don't have Ana. You can play a little bit more
Be
aggressive.
careful, I'm not with you.
Yeah, that call is saying you can play more aggressive. You guys don't have your on either,
I got
right?
cut
You
off.
don't have that healing.
Yeah, I need him.
Brick gets picked off. Oh my god.
Wow.
Yeah, so. Unlucky. And Nano doesn't go off. Yep. Unlucky.
It's trying.
We have our Zarya main.
Okay, so I think guys is running the same comp. In this case, you really want to try to get that Nano Blade, or even that Nano Grab can really be helpful. Making sure you're saving your bio grenades for that Zarya ult. You know, both ults in this case, or both red and blue team Zaryas.
We have our Zarya main on Ryan and our Haven main on. Just saying there's stuff that can be switched.
You're Diva. Oh, okay.
Okay, so now you've got an Ana, Zarya, Genji, Winston, Brig, and McCree. So this is doable, right? This isn't a terrible comp. Having that Zarya with the Winston does allow Winston to be a little more aggressive with the bubbles. Not so much if they had Diva with the defense matrix, but the Zarya does allow some protection on the Winston. Having your backline as the Ana, Brig, and McCree, you know, pretty good. Your Brig can protect Ana, McCree is also there. And so essentially having these two dive in together, right, it's definitely possible. It's definitely not too bad. In this scenario, I would just make sure to stay close to your backline here for protection. and being mindful of your tanks and trying to farm up that nano as quick as possible.
Wait, why you almost? Alright.
Okay.
Didn't know we're gonna dive.
I'm saying we can get a Hammond. But
Anti Ryan. I saw someone in the back.
Oh, they're all low back there.
I'm gonna anti this Ryan. Yeah, I missed. Here, 1 second reloading, Monkey. Be careful.
Alright, this is our game, alright?
I slept Anna way in the back.
Yeah, see, yeah, no, so like, you know, great sleep, great shot. But there's really no follow-up that your team can do in this scenario, right? So now you have 11-second cooldown on your sleep, and then they know that, right? Potentially if they get woken up, they can dive in. They know you don't have sleep anymore. So just being mindful that just because you can use your abilities doesn't mean you should.
No, I don't know.
Easy there, Monkey.
Again, your bio grenade just kind of shucking out the Ryan shield. Wasn't really no indication that Ryan was going to drop his shield. Wasn't fire striking. Nothing like that. So just again, you have a 10-second cooldown now on your bio grenade. Again, I do like this positioning being further back.
Slept Ryan.
Good sleep.
Big anti. Reloading, reloading.
And see now this positioning here. Right now you are 1v2ing an Ana and a Ryan. Especially when you're down 2 already. Okay, so you know, lucky that you're alive there. So essentially being just mindful of your positioning, right? You can't really tank anything. So just be mindful of being a little further back, a little more conservative. You know, there's definitely different play styles, and obviously like Jonak, for example, very aggressive Ana, he's able to get away with it. But just when you don't have that team that is able to support that kind of play style, just being really mindful to be a little more conservative.
dude,
Fire at will.
Wasn't really any follow up from Uzaria there. Just kind of wasted ult.
I killed Lucio. Winston, don't jump in. Yellow. Alright, never mind.
What's up, Hanzo?
Again, so for the sleep, you know, again, you know, good sleep, good aim. There's really no follow-up available for a Hanzo in their backline, right? Monkey can't really jump in without getting killed. There's nothing that really can be done here. Now you have a sleep on 11-second cooldown. So just be mindful that, right? So now they're pushing in, right? You have a Ryan here and a Zarya. You don't have sleep. You're using Bio Grenade right now. Just being mindful to, you know, use these for dire, or sorry, just less aggressive, and use it more when they actually have some follow-up from your own team. And even the call-out, you know, Hanzo sleep.
Yellow. Alright, never mind.
What's up, Hanzo?
Yeah, I sub Hanzo. There's no really information where the Hanzo is. Hanzo could be on the point, could be in the back line. Just making sure to have, you know, Hanzo slept on bridge would be a pretty easy call-out for that.
Huge anti, I think.
I missed.
that dude definitely a shatter.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, you
Oh,
got
dude,
fucked,
nice.
Monkey.
I almost got him.
Rip.
Monkey just kind of fed there.
Yeah,
So now, right, you're down 1, right? And they know that.
Staggered anyway.
They're probably going pushing up here.
Огонь по готовности.
Right, so you did have your bio grenade available there. You know, potentially could have saved him.
Oh, dude.
But just having that extra healing.
I had 1 second on bubble.
I anti-Zarya.
Yeah, good call. Good anti.
I booped
Agree on point, agree on point.
Red hot health.
I see you. You're going to live.
Alright, not anti, nano. Ryan. For me.
They're going right.
Yeah, again,
Nice
very
shot.
aggressive positioning in front of your shield,
In the
so you can
middle.
just get that little extra health onto the Genji.
Oh, I'm slept. I'm slept. I'm slept.
She's one.
See, in this position here, right, you're just kind of out in the open, right? And you're not really protected by anything. Especially, you know, being with your team in this building here itself, or being over here on the side. Just be mindful not to be in an open positioning where, right, they have a tracer, and right, you're very exposed here.
Oh, let's break it. Damn!
You're powered up. Get in there. Quiet.
Help me with Tracer, help me with Tracer.
Yeah, and you just
God damn, dude.
We were fighting.
Did we lose?
Very, very split. We were
Holy
fighting
shit.
two fights at the same time.
exactly, yeah. So, you know, it's very split team. You know, as a team, there's no real communication going on. There's no real target calling or objective.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
there's
have grab.
really no focus. Yeah,
You can
that's
grab,
why you guys got split up like that.
Genji ult.
Two people are trying to do
Doesn't
two
run
different things.
I'm not there.
She's building my ult.
Let's get you healed up.
Get back in the fight.
One's up chat.
What the fuck, dude? He just did not miss a shot on me. Oh, he had a Sonic in me. What the fuck is that?
It's just a scratch. You'll be fine.
Do
Literally.
you guys think we have chance? Oh, that'd be
Let's go with a run. Go with a run this way. To white.
Alright,
Going right side, definitely better, right? With the Zarya, Ryan, definitely a little brawlier.
alright, wait. Please chill. Alright, go
Just
on,
no
go
ball.
on. You just
Good call.
Here, I got blade.
Anti-Winston.
Fire at will.
Fuck off me, dude.
holy shit.
White.
So let's make the map.
Please chill.
Alright, so
Oh,
Chaser
go around this
has...
To white.
Alright, wait. Please chill. Alright, go
Just
on,
no
go
ball.
on.
I can't tell if he's Chaser or not.
To white.
Alright, wait. Please chill. Alright, go
Just
on,
no
go
ball.
on. You just
So just no bomb, great call. But also Tracer, no recall, right? You're honestly being a little aggressive here, trying to get the team going.
Here, I got
See, in this scenario here, right, you shouldn't be with your front line. Right, you should be further back by the health kit especially. Especially since they probably have lots of ults. And especially Dragon, right? This is a very narrow corridor. Just being mindful, just being a little further back, a little more conservative.
blade.
Right, because now you're just frontlining with your tanks. Your McCree and things behind you.
Anti-Winston.
Fire at will.
Fuck off me, dude.
Yeah, the team just goes in, dies. Yeah.
holy shit.
Unfortunate.
Okay, just something else. Tired of playing Zarya.
Alright, so what's happening here? Okay, so we have some switches. So we have an Ana, Roadhog, Genji, Ryan, Brig, and McCree. So, you know, Hog can be good here. You know, those pulls off the map potentially. I would like to see, especially since they are essentially diving you. Alright, I would like to see this Hog and then this Brigade and this McCree. You guys can be being together, right? Hog especially good counter for this kind of dive, and so just making sure you with your Hog for some survivability.
Can't get anything off. I'm going right with Reinhardt. Go.
Again, sleep here, not really necessary. And now just kind of wasted sleep. Right, even if you did hit that sleep, there's no real follow-up that your team can do across the map. It is possible if you guys are a little closer and got sleep like that across the map, fantastic. You know, that makes it a 6v5. But in this scenario, when you guys are still crossing, there wasn't really no follow-up from your team's part.
Go.
Ron, I can't hear you.
So you like this back a little better, your Hog goes back on full health.
Zen is dead, Zen is dead. Leave on point.
You do have nano here.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I need to find some value. I need to find some value.
I'm not ready to hang it up.
I have nano, if you can peek me window instead.
You're powered up. Get in there.
Okay, so that one's pretty close. They came back. So overall, pretty good. Right, even your accuracy, right? 54% unscoped, 50% scoped. That's pretty good. You got a pretty good aim. My couple notes though is, like I've said a couple times, it's just being mindful of your abilities. So, right, your bio grenade and your sleep are two very key abilities. Just making sure you're not using them too aggressively and without really any follow-up or plan afterwards. Also making sure of your positioning. Right, some scenarios you can definitely front line with your tanks, but in this setup, just being a little further back and a little more conservative, especially when they have these heroes that can just jump on essentially all of you at the same time. Just making sure you're playing back, with your Brig and your McCree could have been beneficial. Um, but yeah, overall, like definitely some room for improvement, but like really some great support work. I did really like your comms. I like that you're calming. Had some good callouts. So overall, it was pretty good. Some things have changed for sure, but yeah, awesome job. Thanks for saying it in.